enable it if you can make it work.
All right. I think I got it set up over here just right. I think so. Or it looks like my screen may have froze. I don't know what's going on. What the heck? You might be right, my friend. No. What? Maybe if I click that and I click it again. Yeah, there it goes. There we go. Technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, at least I can see me on mine, and I'm sure it can hear
see you and you're streaming,
and it
right?
can hear you exactly. Yeah. So that works out. But boom, we can just do it this way, or I could. I mean, it looks like we can't see Petravita though, so I could always just pop myself on top of your face, and there's just going to be a little bit of a delay because it's going to be on your stream. But we could always do it that way too, because we're geniuses. Because we're geniuses, my friend.
Hold me up. Let's try and genius this out for a couple of minutes.
You want to genius it out? That's totally fine.
Yeah. I want to see if I can.
Well, that's why I asked if you were on OBS, because I figured you could probably make it work. But that's totally fine because we're already chatting. We're already chatting, and that's the whole point, isn't it? That's what's happening here. It's Petravita and Ruse.
I can do it like this. This is so weird. Like I can literally. It's so weird. I can literally put you on my stream right now.
Yeah.
And see myself in the bottom part of my webcam that is like on the stream. But not in the Discord call window.
I see what you're saying. Like, you actually know that your webcam is working.
You see it on my stream right now?
What I did to test it is I went over to the Discord settings, and then I went to the voice and video, and then camera. And I just clicked test video. And then I saw that it was working. So when I saw it was working, I went back over to turn on camera. So maybe try that.
Might need a virtual webcam since you're streaming. I'm getting some.
So it's telling us exactly what we were afraid of. We need a virtual webcam.
Listen. I'm getting some input here. I appreciate that input.
Oh, do we got the stream talking to you? Are they telling us something?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they said
know
that.
A lot more than me.
I thought you had something pop up.
No. But let's.
I see. You're on my stream. And then I see what you're doing there. That actually is not a bad idea either. We could always just do it that way.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked, but it is what it is.
The only thing is, that way I don't have you on mine. I could
Well, you don't get me. You gotta pay for that.
We gotta pay for that. That's a premium.
That's a premium Snapchat. That's an OnlyFans exclusive.
You know what? I have one idea, and this is wacky as well, but this will actually make it work.
Okay.
This is like some crazy science right here. Just watch this.
I'm with the wacky.
Just watch this. All right, so we're going to add another window capture. Okay. We're going to actually go over to your Twitch. And now we're just going to slide this over.
Sounds absolutely
there we go.
bonkers.
Now we got you on here. And I could even crop that out if I really wanted, but that sounds like a lot of work, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah. Don't worry about tonight. We'll perfect this.
I mean, this is beautiful. This is actually a very professional.
He's streaming too. Just do what he's doing. I've tried. Like that was the original plan, is to do what he's doing.
Yeah,
it's not working when I press.
Turn
on camera. No, I just tried it again, and it was like, nah, we're not doing it.
It's telling you no.
Don't give me the 3-head, 4-head, 5-head. I don't want the fucking emotes. They don't make it any more likely this is what's going on.
Whoops.
Anyways.
What have I done? All right, but anyway, let's just go for it. You said you had something to talk to me about. You said you had some important business to attend to. Let's hash it out.
First of all, because for me, I just enjoy this kind of stuff. As you know, since we originally connected through like me commenting on random Instagram stuff, right? Like long ago.
Exactly. Well, I think that. Well, and it was through my 60 seconds thing. So I think that it kind of like the whole thing. We were both doing the same thing. We're both kind of doing that like entrepreneur kind of hitting each other up. Networking thing, but also
that Gary V.
Exactly, that Gary V. But what were you gonna say? Continue.
I was gonna say, when I was talking earlier on stream, I mentioned that you were an artist who that like, as you know, you connect with a lot of artists when you start trying to do any of this on your own, right? Yeah. And you're gonna have any degree of people across the spectrum of people that you want to encourage, but they got a lot of work to go, or you like are like, this is on my own playlist, or you're somewhere in the middle and stuff like that. And the reason I brought this up is because no, Scoos, I'm not shaving beard to a stash on stream. I'll probably do it off stream anyways. But anyways, I love the stuff that you made. The song with the "She Told Me Baby" refrain.
Oh, I just made a video for that one. Don't know if you saw it, but I'm gonna do a little shameless plug right here. It's called Tall Tales, which I really like the name of that song too, because it's like I try not to do the thing where you name a song after like a word in the song. So that was a good one, because like the whole song I'm trying to write it as a concept thing, like she told me baby, then I told you baby halfway through, but it's also a love story, but also tall tales, implying that these things that are being told to each other may or may not be even true. They may be exaggerations. So I think that's a cool way to look at it. I like that song. I appreciate, and I wanted to say too,
I love that song.
I really appreciate all that stuff you said at the beginning there. That was super duper sweet, my friend. Oh, very nice, very nice. I do appreciate it very much. It feels good to hear it. Well, and I want to say too, like I put in the little description on my stream here that I really do like, I find people like you that are, constantly putting in that work and releasing music. I like the Zoom. And going all the way in with those Zooms and those streams. This guy is just a professional, and you can clearly see it in his eyes. And that's just, that's all I really have to say. What I really mean, though, is that I think that you can see in certain people that there's a certain, you're not doing it to try to get attention. You're not doing it to try to get a bunch of people to look at you. It's more so this kind of, expression of self. And I think that that's what it's more about. And I really respect that. And, just from what I've seen of your live performances too, just stuff like that, you can really see when people are putting in their all. And that says a lot. Like, it speaks volumes. And I just wish... And even the networking thing, because a lot of people aren't willing to put in that type of effort, and that's really the difference that's being made there. So that's really what I appreciate about someone like you, is that you can just see that by scrolling down on your SoundCloud for like 10 seconds, you know what I'm saying? Or going over to your Instagram, or going over to your... I don't know if you've been dropping a lot of YouTube videos. I'm not sure about that one. But lots
YouTube
of content.
Is something YouTube is something I try and do like once every week or two, because I'm doing this summer of singles thing right now, where I'm like shitting out singles every Friday on Spotify and stuff. Because of that, it's an easy outlet for me to make like a visualizer and then have at least one episode or one upload going up every week on YouTube. But
it's a marketing plan.
But but I don't do as much on YouTube. But I get what you're saying with that, for sure.
Well, it's the Gary Vee thing, kind of, too. It's just like posting on all these platforms and doing all these things and putting in that work. I think it speaks for itself. And I think that people who are really looking for somebody, who would really be interested in your art, are usually the people that, notice that kind of thing, in my opinion. I mean, even the people that don't notice that kind of thing, I think it just comes across. It's like what they say about good art. It's the art that seems effortless that is the best art, as they say. But all right, I'm done fiddling with my stream. I got it perfect now. I was just trying to get your face right there in that little slot. Look at that. Look at that. Now it looks real. It looks like a real Discord chat.
I'm not even trying, because I have so many other streams I do that I don't want to mess up my scenes, and I'm not gonna try after a bottle of wine to frame some fucking call perfectly. I will make a new scene.
Hey, I think you got it good. I think you got it looking nice, honestly. I think you got it looking beautiful. It works.
As long as people aren't like, what the fuck is going on, then it's okay.
Exactly. As long as the people know what is actually happening. How can they complain? So yeah, one thing I want to go ahead. Tell me what it is.
To ask you though, let's because I have, at this point, so I've been doing a few things that we'll get into in a second. If you got a bounce or time constraints, let me know.
Oh, I'm all good.
Okay, great. It's 2:41 in the morning for me, so nothing's
Oh.
happening. And but I was gonna say, let's start out with this.
Okay.
For your own music, your own, let's say, kind of getting down to like more base stuff like play counts and people reaching out to you about your music, sending a nice message, whatever it may be, but something that gives you the indication that like more people are listening at point B than point A or something like that. What have been a thing or two, a strategy or two, a type of content or two that has helped you make that movement or move that needle? What have you found to be the most interesting or effective thing for that so far?
You mean in terms of getting like a response? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, response to your music. How have you, for example, like for me, I'm doing like the live stream stuff or TikTok things. I'm just wondering for you. You have your 60-second series with different artists and stuff. What has been that you've seen something that you want to continue with because it's been working, however you consider working to be, in one way or another?
Well, I think that, like I said, the networking thing is what really seemed to work the best. Like, because for a while, for me, it was like I wasn't exactly sure how, I looked at music as a thing I enjoyed doing, but not really something that like I knew how to get across to people the right way, I guess. Like I could make music and I'm good at making music and I know what I'm doing, but at the same time I wasn't exactly sure like I knew that I could do it, but I wasn't sure what exactly that meant to me or what that implied, I suppose. And so I think through doing it and through making art and then doing those interviews, especially starting to do the 60 seconds with interviews, it's how I met you. Which is an example of exactly what I'm talking about. It's those connections that I've made along the way through doing things like that. That kind of taught me that music to me at least, isn't necessarily even about, or art, I suppose, isn't necessarily about, what it means to you. It's about what it means to other people and also the connections that are made along the way. Because, it's not like, to me, it's not super important when, I make a bunch of money off of a song or a video or I sell a bunch of stuff. To me, that's like not affecting me emotionally. What would affect me emotionally is if someone like messages me and says like, hey, you made a difference. Or, right. If I just so happen to make a video that makes someone realize about this person that they wouldn't have known about otherwise, which is what 60 seconds is. It's these connections that are being made. And I think it's a representation of that creativity that's all around you all the time. And so if there's anything I want to get out there with my music, it's just that, creativity is always there. You can always look around and find it. You just have to keep a mindset that will keep you there, and I think that it's that. And it's also just that we're all in this together and that, I made Constellations. My last project was a bunch of features, and I was trying to encapsulate this idea of like, off of con artist Constellations, because my rap name is Ruse, but also constellations, like the stars are coming together to form a bigger picture, just like what 60 seconds is, because it's not just something by itself, but when you take all these episodes and you put them all in one, it becomes something bigger. So I think that for me, to answer your question, to me, the big difference, what did it all, is the realizing that, it's more so about the difference that you make along the way, and it's about the people that you affect along the way, way more so than it is like, how many people listen to a song. Like you could have 10 people listen to a song, but if it changes one of their lives, like that's the difference right there. So to me, that's what it's about. And I had a friend ask me what my end goal was, and that was all I could really say, is like to affect the most people, because to me, that's what it is. It's just affecting people and making a difference. So, but that's what also makes the difference to you, is when you go out there and you try to affect other people. Because that's what I'm trying to say with the answer, is that, when you do that and you put yourself out there, people respond and they notice you, and they appreciate that, because they want to see somebody putting themselves out there and, just putting themselves into it and seeming like, that's what they're doing. So, yeah, I think, go ahead. Go ahead. I've been talking forever.
No, I'm practicing my interviewing skills. You know, you got to be a good listener. I've been watching a lot of like interviews, and I studied journalism. I really like I respect the shit out of when like you watch an interview with someone and they let people drip feed a lot of good like nuggets of information because they're not always trying to interject with their thought is or whatever. So no, I'm happy to hear you talk and riff on that. I think that I feel similar in a lot of ways. I mean, you know, when you talk about affecting people, I made a post today on Instagram about you know, like, oh, here's some free things. You know, just send a message to an artist you like or whatever like that. You don't have to always be buying something or subscribing on something or sending, you know, money or whatever like that. Right. There's a lot that you can do that makes a difference for us. And one thing that really came to mind, and I've been thinking about this quite a bit the last few weeks when you mentioned what you were talking about, is you can have any number of, let's say, what feel like kind of real world or adult or standard kind of pressures of this bill's coming up, or I need to get this kind of job, or this needs to happen, or this is a little tight with budget, or whatever it might be. A lot of it comes down to money, but there's plenty of other things and relational things that you can be worrying about in life at a given point in time. And I've noticed for myself that a message from someone unsolicited about a song or an artistic thing that you've created, where they let you know kind of out of the blue that helped. They may have been in the midst of something kind of, you know, kitty cornered or whatever you're experiencing, but they say that this helped make their day better, gave them a smile, or this reminded me of this, and that was like really good for me to think about. Yeah, that kind of is like I can wipe away you know, an entire 48 hours of worrying about something in the reception of a 3-sentence message from someone I've never talked to before, but who decides that they like something so much that they reach out and write a nice message about a song I made or something. Right. That's powerful to both of us, I think.
Well, because that's the difference, you know? Right. Like, it's not... Because that's what I mean, you know, like that's the difference. Like you can, you know, write all these songs and you can make something that's meaningful to you, and you can sing all these songs and they can really mean something, but in the end, it's like, to me, it's just, it's that thing that rings true, you know, if a tree falls in the woods and nobody's around to hear it, did it really fall at all? In the sense that, like, you know, if you make this song and it's amazing and it's a great song, but you never get anybody to hear it, or it never affects anyone, then did you even make a song? Did it even matter? So it's really about getting that stuff out to people and getting them to notice, you know, what you're really doing. And I think that it's important. That's the most important part. I mean, I think a lot of people, you know, just like, you just notice it. You notice it. It's something that you see in people, in artists. And also, on your point of not interrupting, I agree. It's a natural flow of conversation thing. See, I've come to this self-realization lately that I think my ADHD truly comes into play with my interruption game. But I've been trying to play it down because it's true. It's like a podcast thing almost. Like you really want to like get in the habit of allowing that full thing to come out, especially as an interviewer. Someone told me that there's a like 2-second, 3-second rule. Like you wait till they're done and you give them a couple seconds. So that way you don't miss it. If they don't really stop talking, if they don't really start talking, then after that, not just that they pause for half a second. Exactly. You give them a few. Yeah, I understand. It's a genius tactic, but and was it, so what was the reasoning for your question then? I would like to know why you ask such a question to Ruse official here.
I just think for me, it's interesting to break down. I think that it's pretty common for artists, music artists and otherwise, to be pretty like in their own heads a lot, whether it's critical of what you're making or thinking just about what you're making or worrying about what effect you have or does this pay off or what am I doing? And so the reason I think that question is important, or why I like to kind of explore the mindset of other artists and stuff, is it kind of goes back to this very adolescent thing that I've realized when I grew older, that we worry about a lot of insecurities and things when we're younger,
Yeah.
without realizing that at the same time we're worrying about maybe why we're not popular, or thinking we are, that the popular kid in school is having the same exact worries and not discussing them with anyone and worrying about the same things. And so I started to kind of extrapolate that to music artists, and it made me realize, okay, maybe there's artists considering the same questions. Maybe they're considering completely different ones that aren't what I think about. But regardless of what those things that other music artists are thinking about constantly, they probably do exist. There is
Yeah.
something that's driving them all the time.
Yeah, I think I've come to this theory because you observe it. It's like I just think that it's like when people say that artists or people that are creators, they often will have like a backstory where they went through a lot of stress, or they went deeply through a lot of emotion. And I think that things like that, and being able to experience things on a certain level, I think that contributes to your ability to give. You have to have that in and out, and I think that that's a really important thing too. It's like you really have to know how to dive into yourself if you're a creator, in my opinion, because you have to know how to pull that stuff out. And it's if you don't really like feel deeply or have these experiences, then I think that it doesn't come out a certain way. I'm pretty sure that pertains to what you were saying.
No, it does. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I've been careful about what goals, with this song a week thing, especially that's happening right now.
Yeah.
I've been a little bit cautious about what goals I set for myself in order to, I don't know, maintain like some sort of authentic drive for each thing. I don't want to create for the sake of creating. I want to create as much as I can.
Yeah.
But as long as there's an actual idea behind it, I don't want to be forcing out something each time. And so, so far, which has been fine, and if it continues, great, and if not, then I reevaluate. But so far, there's been a good idea or question besides alongside each song that I decide to do, and so then I'm okay with pushing something out each week. When that stops, I won't hesitate to say, hey, I said I would have a song each week for the next 10 weeks. Week 7 is a bye week, and we will have more next week or whatever.
But yeah. Well, I agree. I think that there's a certain it's like you want to make sure that you don't drop too much or like push yourself too much, almost, in a way. Like you want to...
I'm not worried about dropping too much. It's the pushing part.
The pushing yourself too much?
It's purely about where I'm at. I do not really believe in dropping too much music, or one song isn't getting the attention it deserves, or anything like that. I was talking with someone else about this today, actually, had a meeting. This is cool because we were talking about how we linked up on Instagram.
Yeah.
I had a videographer in Stockholm, incredibly talented commercial editor for a lot of big brands and stuff here. Hit me up just because he heard some of my raps on TikTok, and he messages me. He sends me this whole email, PDF brief, plan, scenes, everything, and he's like, "Hey, I want to get more into doing directing and music videos. I loved your song Car Lights.
What's up, Thrash?
Here's a brief on like what I think. Like, do you want to come film this with me? I'll do it for free. I just want to use it in the portfolio. You can have it." He had these like crazy ideas of like, we're gonna green screen, you'll be levitating and shit in this thing and all this. And I looked through his edit reel. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's legit. And that was amazing to get that message and to go through with that. I'm super excited. It's literally like a week and a half. We're gonna film it. We've got it planned. We met up for coffee and stuff. But the reason I bring it up is, one, flex, but also because we were talking when I met up with him yesterday about this exact concept of, you need to like you just never know which tendril strikes something where you meet with someone. He told me that he saw that I had this like this high five thing from Gary Vee that he'd posted on TikTok as like I don't remember what the deal was, but I incorporated it into my profile picture a couple months ago because I saw a lot of people in that ecosystem were using it. And literally like a week ago, I was thinking to myself, I should change this back to my original profile picture because it's just time to like what am I doing? Like, why do I even have this on TikTok? And then he told me in his brief he wrote me about shooting this music video. He was like, I saw from your profile picture on TikTok that you're probably a Gary Vee fan and you're in that ecosystem, so you understand like why I'm reaching out like this, and I'd like to do something for you. And I was like, oh, well, shit, that would have been a mistake. I deleted that thing before, so I don't know. It's pretty interesting.
I think that another part of it, putting yourself out there, is you meet all kinds of characters, right? I think that's part of the fun, is that you really do meet. I also notice that people who tend to be in the creative aura, people who tend to gravitate towards those things, tend to be the people who really are just the most out there or have the most to say.
Right.
Because why else would they be creating? Yeah, they have a lot of ideas. And so, it's really interesting, the people that are out there. I like your hat, by the way. I want to say, nice hat. It's a
This is one I get compliments on a lot. This is, I think my little sister who grabbed this one for me for Christmas. She studied fashion at FIT in New York, so she's like, and I just rely on her. Like I actually love dressing up and stuff. But then like if I'm ever unsure, then I just defer to her. That I know that like if nothing else, once a year at Christmas, she'll like fit me up in some good stuff and be like, here's what's happening this year. Like go get some things with this on it, and then I'll look a little better. So.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have fashion advice from the right people.
Absolutely.
I mean, not from the wrong people. From the right people.
Side note, your fashion's always dope. I love watching your like creative stuff. I love the things you wear. I love the outfits you curate.
I was trying to wear this right now. This one's pretty.
Yeah, and I feel like I notice I feel like I noticed that there's an effortless effort to it in the fact that it doesn't look like you're trying too hard to stand out, but it looks like you have you get some cool items in the wardrobe.
That's a funny way to put it. I really appreciate your description there. An effortless effort.
Yeah. Like you can tell it's put together, but it also doesn't look like someone who doesn't know how to put themselves together. Trying to stand out. Have a lot of statement pieces.
I really like that because like I feel like you're reading it 100% perfectly. Like that's pretty much exactly what it is.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
It's like a guy that like realized about like, oh man, this looks cool, but like at the same time, I'm not really like I'm just throwing things together. Yeah. But I appreciate what you got going on over there too, Petravita. I really appreciate, your whole thing, the whole thing you got going on over there. I think that Petravita music, it represents something a little bit bigger than just yourself. And that's what I try to go for, too. I think that's the other thing, I was saying earlier, like making your art affect people. It's also like, to me, that's what art is about. Like, it's about, kind of getting other people involved in a way if you can. Like, I think podcasts and streams and all that stuff, it's not exactly like your art. Like, this isn't a song right now. They're not making a song, but it's still building.
It's an ecosystem around it.
Exactly.
It's part of your community building.
Exactly. And people see that, and it means something, to the whole just idea, I think.
There's a little behind the curtains for stream people watching today. I just saw your whisper, by the way, female. I don't know if this is something people won't make sense in the stream. Don't sweat that at all. Don't sweat that at all. That was a little side note. But one thing I was thinking about with this too, is it's Actually, go ahead. I'm gonna let you continue on for now, so that I don't.
Well, I will go ahead and derail the train of thought a tiny bit, and I'll ask you a question. I'll
Yes.
say, do you find that freestyling kind of
Yeah.
feeds into your writing process? Do you think that they kind of play off of one another, or do you think that they're two separate things? Like, how do you look at freestyling in relation to your music, I should say?
I
Like your
wish-
writtens.
Yeah, I wish they were more integrated, to be honest. I think every once in a while, something comes up in a freestyle, because it's like this kind of like perfectly aligned constellation,
Hey,
of
shout out.
thinking of thinking like, okay, I'm gonna go freestyle, and then I think of a cool line, and then I remember or write down that line, and then I find a song or something later where I work. It's not very often that all gets aligned and I borrow much from freestyling.
Yeah.
I think the other way around is maybe a little more true. You know, I've made so many random songs and verses at this point that I'm not really that worried if sometimes I'm like grasping for a rhyme in a freestyle and I take something from a line, you know, several months ago that was in a song that I really liked and then work that in. I'm not like, oh, of these 17 people watching, you know, it's a 16.9 of them don't even know what I'm talking about, so it doesn't matter. But you know, so don't worry about that. But I think they're really different skill sets.
Yeah.
Personally, at least the way I go about them. I was really quick, especially when I started streaming on Twitch, really quick for a couple of years now at writing a verse. If I need to and someone sends me something, I can set a timer for 30 minutes, bang out a pretty good verse, and like record it and send it to them, even with a like basic mix, and that's no problem because I've done so much writing on the spot.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's only the last few months that I've really been able to freestyle convincingly at all because I've put in consistent practice each day, and that wasn't really passively boosted by just being good at writing things quickly. So for me, they're separate. The same way I think about when I do freestyle. Every once in a while, someone will come in and be like, "Battle rap me, bro," and I'm kind of like one, whatever. Like people love to try and like self promote and stuff in other people's streams, but at the same time, it also has made me think about like I'm not a battle rapper. Maybe I'll do it against someone someday, and maybe I'll be good, maybe I'll be shit, and like someone will wipe the floor with me. But at the same time, it is a different skill set. Just because I can think of things on the fly to come up with okay rhymes, that doesn't mean that I'm good at evaluating someone else and battling them in any kind of way that makes sense. So I don't know. I think they're different. I think they're different skill sets.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Interesting, because
Have you freestyled on Reddit at all?
on Reddit, you said?
Yeah.
No. Is that a thing, like going live on Reddit and freestyling?
Christ.
I have not even thought about it.
I'm about to, Ruse, my friend, I'm about to put you onto some free game right here. This is one of the things where I don't even feel overly cocky about saying it because this is literally a gold mine for some of my talented hip hop friends. Okay, however you like to do it. I don't know how confident you are, how much you like to do freestyles necessarily, or if you have some other real time thing you like to do with music. But a few months ago, let's say about 6 months ago, maybe a little more, but Reddit started, they started experimenting with a live streaming feature where you could go live from your phone, basically. Okay. And it was only just certain subreddits. So certain subreddits that were quite big could apply to be a sub that you could stream to, basically. And it got popular enough that now, these last few months, it's been extended to other subs, and within the last few weeks, there's actually a desktop client that's built on OBS. So it's literally another version of it that you can download called RPAN Studio, because r/PAN Public Access Network was RPAN is like one of the live streaming subs. And so you can download this RPAN Studio. It looks and works exactly like OBS. You just connect your Reddit account, and you can stream whatever you want to these different subs. One of the amazing things about it that I've been doing this almost a month now, so pretty much every day before I go live on Twitch, I will stream on Reddit. And the way it works on Reddit is everybody gets 45 minutes when you start out. and it counts down when you start your stream. And if people like what you're doing and they award you gold, silver, whatever different things, you get time added. So you can get a longer and longer stream, a couple, 30 seconds, a couple minutes at a time. And what I've found is that it's kind of like, an early TikTok and early different things like this, where the demand for content at this point is so much higher than the people who will consistently or will ever be brave enough to create something or go live or do something. That segment is quite low. So when I go live and I just post like tell me in the chat what to rap about, and I just freestyle to random stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will have a sustained, we look on here, and goddamn, I love my Twitch. And if Reddit died, I would just still go live on Twitch because the engagement in the community makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
But if we have 5 to 10 people, I'd say like 5 to 10 is an average like viewership for me right now on Twitch, right? On Reddit, when I freestyle, I will have 20 to 60 people watching and throwing stuff in the chat. And they very frequently promote different streams that are doing well to the front page. And so I will have, if I have a good stream, then 2 or 3 times throughout that stream, I will spike up to 600-800 people. And they will be watching, throwing topics, and then I can plug my stuff. I can also, at the end of the stream, say I'm going to go live on Twitch because there's a good amount of crossover between Redditors and people who already watch game streams and stuff on Twitch, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I will have a few new people who come over and check me out here. And that's been a huge boon, a really, really good tool. And I've literally been able to see a direct connection between I do a freestyle or I do a stream on Reddit, and then I see more followers on Spotify and more people see my releases as they come out.
Interesting.
So something to think about. Yeah, I think it's a huge opportunity right now.
Huh.
Because like most music, or I would say like most streaming, and then right afterwards, like most music streaming, most everyone is a cute girl with an acoustic guitar.
Exactly. Not very many rappers on there. You are tapping into uncharted
and
territory.
I don't fault them. Be good at what you are, and the market's the market. Like people hype it up, then good. I want you to get yours. But there's not as much competition for if you're decent at rapping and stuff like that. So something to think about.
Huh. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, all this for me bringing up the freestyles. I really appreciate all the valuable input. Okay, let me see what I have to say first. Let me say thank you for the Reddit information. That is really interesting, actually, because there's always, some little hack or some place to go where you can insert your content and tap into this niche that people aren't tapping into, which is kind of what you got on at the end there. The idea that there's not very many people tapping into that hip-hop freestyle category over there, which actually I think is kind of the situation even here on Twitch. To an extent, you can find people that do it. If you search freestyle rap, you're not going to find a bunch of live streams. You'll find
I am hyped for people like Logic signing to Twitch. Recently. Did you hear about this or?
I did hear about that, but isn't it up in the air what he's actually going to do? Because I know he plays video games and all that.
Yeah, but he signed an exclusive streaming deal with Twitch, right?
Yeah.
It actually, in my opinion, I love this crossover. I think it's good for people like you and me if we stream on Twitch, because it almost doesn't matter what he does, because he has made his name in hip hop, and other people, I know Kenny Beats and Merce, I've got in his streams and stuff. A lot of people stream on Twitch. The more you have crossover for that, the more what you're going to have is people who wouldn't have and don't watch Twitch before coming over because of that. And there will be other times of the day when those people aren't live, but their fans are introduced to Twitch and things like that. And so, in my opinion, it's just going to bring more and more of a mainstream audience over to where I want to be in front of people. Mm-hmm. And so, Logic comes through and has 5,000 people watching him on a stream or something. And then, it could have some like trickle down to people that say, hey, nobody knows who I am, but I can freestyle or I can do whatever I'm doing. And so we'll see.
Yeah, I think that I 100% agree. I think that it's kind of like, oh, shout out to Scoos in your chat saying Soulja Boy streaming VR chat and other things. Soulja Boy, honestly, I'm glad that you told me that because I'm gonna check that out. I love Soulja Boy. I think he's hilarious, like as a character, just in general.
Yes.
But that's exactly what you're talking about too. People like Soulja Boy, people like Logic. When they hop on a platform, it actually does do a lot. Drake was even playing Fortnite on
when he did
Twitch.
his Ninja stream, yeah. I remember when he first had that crossover with Ninja, and it like blew up the fucking Twitter sphere. Yeah,
exactly. And so I think stuff like that, it's, you know, it may just seem like a silly little plug for the artist, but it's actually doing a lot for, I think, the platforms as well. Scooz also says, don't sleep on the Roots streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Oh, snap. That's true. That's true. It's almost like a live concert. Well, it is a live concert. And that's actually, I think it's cool that a lot of, I think, you know, it's also another thing to keep in mind.
I'm grabbing some water. Entertaining chat. Thank you.
Oh, well, wait. Here, I was going to say to you, real quick, are you still there? Oh, I think he's gone. He took his headphones off. I see now. All right, well, here, you guys. I'm going to try to spit some rhymes. If I can. Let me think of something. And y'all, by the way, I'm commenting in the chat, so if you want to find me, Ruse Rapper right in there. You see me. On Petravita's chat, at least. But thank you all for tuning in on my stream, too. We double streaming. All right, that's what we're going to go in with. No. We're going to do a rap. A rapper, I had it actually occur to me. Like, yeah, they're whack, No, see, I don't remember it. I really got to do one. That's good. All right. Art is introspection and in a vision and its reflection within it, forever vivid, an image and its impression, to live it, then to give it, deliver it, with a message, I'm in it to never win it, of millions, which are for seconds, the message return to sender, destiny manifested, melancholy pretended to sell a copy to get it, to never stop forever, in a vision, embedded in every drop of a letter, in every word when I said it. I put myself in this helping with this aesthetic, I need help with this, my pen is a pathetic, aesthetic, you better meditate, better yet within a minute, attended to put it, but tempo, dependent on the method of the mind and the madness. I got a ferret and it's dancing to my rap stuff. And that's it. I can't.
Yeah.
I did fumble a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but it's okay because none of us are perfect, and that's the lesson for today. None of us are perfect, kids. It's totally fine.
That goddamn true. Yeah. Thanks for being around. I'm gonna go ahead and I think.
Shout out to all those gold bars on Petravita's chat. I appreciate y'all. Flaming gold. Fire.
I think I'm gonna dip out the stream for now since it's like 3 a.m. I'm gonna play.
Oh, I forget that it's 3 a.m. for you. I totally forget about that.
I still don't go to bed for a while, but I just want to wind down. I think I'll play some Warframe with these.
Well, here. Hold on 1 second. You got to ask me all these questions. I can't ask you 2 questions.
Ask me whatever you want.
I'm the interviewer. All right. Let me think of something good. Well, first of all, I want to congratulate you on moving into your new place. I guess that's a great question. Is how did that go for you? Is it like, has it been a smooth move? Did it affect your streaming schedule? How is it like? How is it working around being an artist and moving in? And you know,
it's been fantastic for me. You know, I think as an artist, right? A lot of us too. You work with what you got, right? So it's not like I need the perfect setup and the perfect everything to start get going. So as soon as I saw the new space, I'll pan the camera around a little bit here. It's a huge studio space compared to the room I was in before.
Oh yeah,
sorry, I put my hand there. And so even here's me on the screen and stuff over here, but even with that's Paisley's enclosure built in back there and everything, even with her in the room, I still got a huge space. It feels really good. It's sounding good now. I've gotten enough sound treatment and stuff going on in here that I'm recording things here now like I would. It's been great. I really like the place. It's the first place my girlfriend and I can kind of make ours together. So yeah, it's been awesome. I'm really happy about the move. It was absolutely worth the few days of, just moving stuff and whatever, for sure.
Oh, you moved in a few days? That's pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm always that last minute motherfucker throwing everything in his suitcase and then going home to see family.
Me too.
So when it was literally whenever Steffi was like, yeah, we need to pack this up, I'd help her with the room or whatever. But as far as my stuff, I was like, all right, I'm gonna use my PC till the last goddamn day. So I'm throwing the studio in a few boxes as soon like on the very last moment before everyone's coming over to grab everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, it worked though.
Okay. Last question,
Sure.
and then we're done. But I appreciate the moving story. You remind me of myself because that's me. I'm like I cannot, like, I'll walk out of the house 5 times because I remembered 5 things. Like, that's me. Like, if I were moving, I would leave like 2 things at the place. But all right, here we go. Final question for this boy. It is: do you think that your personality contributes to the way that you grow as an artist? And if so, how do you think that your personality has contributed to your growth? And also just how did your perspective affect that? Because I think they're intertwined in a way.
No, I think I'm a stale cum rag.
Yeah, that's probably it.
No, when we were talking earlier, this is actually something I forgot to mention earlier when we were talking about how you connect with people or what you're trying to do with your music and things. One thing I've realized, right, is I don't think I just, by way of my sound, my story, like a lot of things that have to do with what I'm going to create as a music artist, I'm not going to pop off in the mainstream of having a lot of like trap bangers or hits. It's just not my style of music. It's not authentic to me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something interesting that I don't think a lot of artists talk about or acknowledge, right?
Right.
I think I can make some really good things, and I know that there are people who may be really kind to me in the chat, or they troll me and agree when I say this, but I don't know that I'm good enough based on musical merit alone to have the career that I want to have. I think it depends a lot on the effort I put in, right? And and so I think that's a huge thing, is deciding what you want that message and what you want that overall persona to be. Because I think especially someone like me, right, where I love trolly, like, funny humor and making like songs that are just taking the piss just as much as I like making songs that someone says like, that really lifted my spirits, that was really important to me. And if you're gonna do that instead of really like narrowing in on one message and making that your core, then I think you need to build a community around not just your personality, but whatever you want to give off. For me, it's responding. Part of that for me is not just being very appreciative of everyone that interacts with me, but replying to every single message, posting, stuff that's maybe kind of, even if it's corny sometimes, but to the extent of being encouraging and motivating content, not just the music. And on my Instagram story, when I find something funny, posting that and not worrying about that it's like not cool or not hip hop or whatever. I mean, I think all of that is part of what makes up the personality or the brand. And so, yeah, I think personality is a big deal. I think ultimately people buy into a lot based on personality. What is happening?
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Yo!
Yeah, hold on.
Thank you.
You're gonna hear this in double time, so I apologize.
Oh, is there a song playing over there for you?
Yeah.
I don't hear it, but I want to let my stream know because they didn't see my stream.
Right now, I've been off my boost, so I'm gonna go off right now for the crew. Doesn't really matter if it's me or you. We're gonna see what comes up next. I'm not really sure, like, what the heck. My brain in the clouds, and I'm so loud. I'm sorry about my girlfriend now. She trying to sleep in the other damn room, and I feel like I go va va boom, and I'm getting a little bit of saucy right now. I'm sorry if I get too bossy. Hey Paisley, come on over here. Did you want to go drink a beer like with me? Sorry if I'm alcoholic right now, baby. Got that colic, you be coughing loud and be crying. I'm sorry if we buy in a little more time. I don't know what this rhyme is. Who knows? I'm getting kind of pissed. We get the lime and that corona, no corona, bro. I'm not sick, not yet, not anyways. Who the fuck knows what's going on? Thank you for entertaining that.
I didn't realize you were about to freestyle. I just like you went in and I realized, oh snap, this is what happens when people sub over here.
Yeah.
Yo, that was fire, for one. Second, thank you, Major Hurricane. I want to let my stream know what just happened. I just got gifted a sub to Petravita himself while I'm talking to him by Major Hurricane 51 over here on Twitch. Shout out to you, homie. I'm boosting your ego. I'm doing it. I'm going to boost your ego all I want. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you.
You don't have a Paisley emote.
Yeah, you go and have an ego trip now, Major Hurricane 51. You go and have an ego trip because I want you to. You did the nicest thing you've ever done in your life today. But
I'm not gonna comment on that.
What I really want to say is I hope your ferret and you have a great life together. It hurts to say goodbye, but it also lets me know that you're going to go and do some other beautiful things. And I trust you. Everything I see you do, I'm just like, yeah, that guy gets it. I think he knows what he's doing. And so, Petravita, I just...
again before too long. This has been a good, an inspiring thing for me to like have some format ideas for the stream and stuff. I'd like to do stuff like this more often. So,
you take the words right out of my mouth, my friend. That is exactly what I was thinking. So... yeah, let's go ahead and, honestly, you just hit me up on Instagram. I can even give you my phone number, and let's go ahead and just schedule another one. We can even, like, kind of warn the fans beforehand so they know. Oh, my gosh, Ruse X Petravita, conversation number 3? What's happening here?
Like, what happened to number 2?
And I also would like to say, like, dude, I've only talked to you 2 times, but I feel like we have this really good rapport, and I think that just kind of comes from our personalities, and that thing I was kind of, you were kind of even getting at with your question. It's or you were getting at with your answer to my question. It's like, putting in that personality into your art, it comes across naturally, and I think that that's why you and I just kind of generally vibe with each other in a good way, because we both kind of are thinking that kind of same way, that kind of just putting ourselves out there and just seeing what happens, and also just having an open mind, I think, and being welcoming to all these ideas, and understanding that it's a big world out there. There's all these big tigers and bears and lions to eat. I think I said that in the wrong order, but it's totally fine because everybody makes mistakes, and that's the lesson of the day. So thank you so much, Pet. Oh my! I love your zooms. I love the zooms. But all right, I will see you soon, homie. Have fun playing. Right. I forget what game it is. It is
Warframe.
Warframe. I have not played it, but I'm sure the boys love it.
Here's your send off. You'll see it in the stream in a second.
I'm gonna check it out. But all right, peace out, homie. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.